Yo, 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 it's your boy Creammz. Christ really is moving everywhere because he really is, man. And this is a Christian channel. If you don't like it, you can leave, but hopefully you stay and hope you find Jesus. So, man, I just wanted to get on here really quick and just talk about uh mixing in your high end and mixing the high end of a vocal. Because I ran across a mistake today that I discussed with my engineer. Shout out to Clef. Corey McCarthy, you know what I mean? He's one of the best, like, to me, he's the best engineer, mastering engineer. And we kind of developed a style and how we, you know what I'm saying? Like, break down mixing and how we operate when I mix and I send it to him for mastering. But, so I'm going to get right into it. Like, one of the most important things is, man, like, just making sure your high end is tamed. And for those who don't know what high end is, it is like I would say like this, maybe start at like 4 to 10K. Like you just go up and we can pull it up on an EQ here. Let's check it out. Excuse me. All right. So you can see here, right? Let's move me down. You can see here. Let's zoom in. Oh no, we can't zoom in there. Anywho, okay, so you can see here, this is the high end of vocal. And this is an older song. This is from the Trinity album. You can get that on streaming platforms. Put in G.I. Wonder. Also, subscribe to our page, G.I. Wonder. I'll put that link in the description. Or the description in the link, like I've been saying. So, yeah, this is the 10K, right? This is the high-end stuff, and this is what I've done. I usually don't dip this out, but you can see on my newer mixing style. But yeah, so this is the 10K, and this is this range right here. You can see it, 10K, and you can like go here. But usually I boost 10K when it comes to vocals, about 4 dB, maybe nowadays 4.4. Just trying to keep up with the times, but it's all about taming this stuff, right? And like I showed in the last videos, when you do your parallel compression and you just make it a nothing but high end. So let's like see if we can find it. Now, excuse me if I'm moving a little slow. This is definitely an older session from 2020. It's almost 2022, man. Time is flying. Shouts out to Steph Curry, man. This dude just, you know what I'm saying? Breaking records. All right, so
and my little cousin, he black
here we
and
go,
he five.
right?
I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters is foul. You know the who.
Here we go. Like, this is the high end. So let's just see what I've done with it. Yeah, see, so I rolled everything off up into like that. It was like 9, 9 or 10K, 11, whatever suit floats your boat. And I boosted like this is abnormal. Like you boosting a lot because what you're trying to do is blend it in, right? And like I was saying, so when it comes to frequency, this high of a frequency, humans can hear from 0 all the way up to 20,000 kilohertz. And the higher you go up, like in this really, really high range, it starts to become more faint, more like air. But if you add an excessive amount, it can be really piercing to the ear, really jarring. And that's one thing I was noticing with the new record I was mixing. It was actually DVO. It's a G.I. Wonder tradition. So guys, gear up for that. It's going to be dropping on Christmas Eve, I believe, or Christmas. We do it every year. DVO 6. It's been 6 years and counting, man. Again, head on over to G.I. Wonder, and you can check out some of our old DVOs and how we progressed through the years. But anywho, I was mixing that, and Corey was noticing distortion, and I wasn't sure what he meant at first. I'm like, yo, I don't hear anything, this and that. And I was thinking, like, is the beat distorting? And like, no, the kicks are fine, the bass is fine, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, what is going on? This is how I usually do it. Now, granted, I implemented a new technique. And that new technique was when I made the copy of the vocal, which you can do too, but you got to be careful, is, well, the main culprit was just taking the high-end parallel copy of the vocal with nothing but high ends, as you can see here, and I boosted that 10K area to like 15. So we went from like 9 to 15. And mind you, this is an old session, and I implemented a new style, trying to keep up with the times. You know, everything is all clean and stuff, but it fits into the music nonetheless, because it's music at the end of the day. You want to be professional. So I boosted 15 to up to like 15. And then I didn't add any reverb on it. Like I took the reverb off, and I'm pretty sure I used a send track. Let's see what this is. This is 28. Let's go down here. No, let's check it. 28. Okay, so we're right here. And I had a lot of sins. Lord, forgive me for my sins. All right, so yeah, so I fed it about 24, and it's literally it's just the chain of reverb and delay I use for the main vocals. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's reverb, a little stereo enhance, and some delay. I put it, but on the new way I done it, I took it off, so that way you can really so the high end is not pushed back. You can actually hear it more. And the mistake I made is, one, I did not take a break. Two, because when you're dealing with this high end frequency, you gotta take breaks, because our ears get very fatigued really fast when it comes to this frequency, because it's such a high frequency, and over time your ears wear out, and it's just, and the whole point of mixing is you want to beat the clock, like, because your ears fatigue, and that's why you take breaks, because the more you go into it, hearing is one of the five senses. And just like when you walk into a room, and it smells bad, it's like, oh my God, this is bad. And after a while, it's like, I don't smell it anymore, because you get desensitized to it, because your senses get used to things. Pretty cool how God created this. But anyway, what happened was I literally just boosted a ton. That wasn't the mistake. The mistake wasn't taking a break. The second mistake was I did not readjust the volume of my main vocal once I boosted that much. So let's try it now here, right? So let's just hear it. And then this is, it sounds clean. It's really nice the way I had it, the way it got mixed. It's pretty dope. So.
Got on my mind with the word on my back. When I see the enemy, I can't let him pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5.
All right, so you hear that? It's clean. It's nice. It's got warmth. It's got high end. It's crispy. I probably hear the cops outside my door. But anyway, it's nice, right? It was blended in well. So let's play it without it, right?
When I see the enemy, I can't let him pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops.
All right, so I'll play without the high end compression, parallel compression.
Trying to stay flex. In the field when I gotta lay flat. No crawl with my hand on my strap. Got on my mind with the word on my back. When I see the enemy, I can't let him pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops.
Still decent, right? So let's play it with it.
Cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul.
I'm just A-B'ing it right now, it's going back, so you can kind of hear what's going on. So pay attention to me muting it and unmuting it.
Watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. The hula was wild. I moved through the hula who's looking cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got.
And you've listened to that. You can hear it. It sounded better because it was getting louder. Because this is just it also added more volume. But that's what I meant by that second mistake. I didn't re-blend the main vocal. I didn't. Well, that's not the main. That's parallel. The parallels would know how to do. Or right here, the main vocal. I didn't re-blend it and I was just literally paying attention to how much more crispier it was sounding, because this is like the high end stuff. Again, let's listen.
I lay flat, low crawl with my hand on my strap. Got on my mind with the word.
And it was, I just didn't pay attention to it, and next thing you know, I'm boosting it, and I had it like about this high, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the point, you want to blend it in just the way it sounds. It gives it a better feel, because the bulk of the work should be done in it. Like I said, you boost it about 4 to 4.4 dB when you're doing your normal mix. Well, this is old, so hold on. Yeah, see, about 4.4 here, or 3. See, this is like back in the day. So and that works too. Just to give it to where it feels comfortable and it sounds good. It's not jumping out the speakers. But what I done, I was so excited to try the new technique. I literally grabbed it, right, and I boosted it to like 15, man. And like, let's try something. Because me and my engineer, we always going, like, me and Corey, we always going, trying to find new ways to do it. You know what I'm saying? And just making everything, like trying to innovate and keep up with the times, and just try new things. And this is a technique we tried before, because it was one mix I had, and he was like, "Yo, just boost it a little bit more." But it worked because I reblended, I tamed it, so to speak. But here on this, I made the mistake of not doing that, so I had to go back on the latest DVO 6 is coming out, and it just didn't, you know what I'm saying? It just didn't, it didn't come out right, because I just didn't follow the rules. So the rules we have to go over, like we have to do these rules or guidelines. There's no rules, but just for the sake of quality. I boosted high, so let's listen to it.
With the word on my back, when I see the enemy, I can't let him pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters is foul. You know the hooligan is wild. I move through the hula who's lucrative now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Respect me, sir, cause I don't.
And you can hear it how it just gets really, really high. Like it goes crazy. And then now let's play it with it.
Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters is foul. You know the hooligan is wild. I move through the hula who's lucrative now.
Extremely significant, right? If you listen intentionally, like it's very significant. Let's do it again.
Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the
what's happening, because you're adding more volume in that frequency range, and what happens is when you go to master, you turn it up. So let's turn it up as if we're mastering it.
And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you high, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters is foul. You know the.
It becomes sort of jarring. You know what I mean? It becomes very jarring, and you can get full because you're like, yo, it sounds nice. And if you're mixing for a long time without stopping, your ability to hear that 10K kind of goes away. So you'll be mixing according to what you're hearing, and you're thinking it's fine, but when you go back to it, it's like super loud, and it just causes all sorts of problems. And that is where that distortion came in. The vocal was poking out too much, and that's why I was talking to Corey. He was like, yo, it's too much on there. So I'm like, yo, I have to make sure. So for you guys to avoid this mistake, because you can get carried away, because it sounds nice. It's that crispiness. It gives it that expensive sound. Like it gives it that pristine, nice sound. When you add this 10K, it's the crispiness of it. But you have to be careful, because it could get very jarring, and that's why you use de-essers, or simply just in compressors. But and the best one, like I said, one of the best EQs is this volume fader here. Turn stuff down. So if you're adding, so say if like you're blending, so usually you don't have to go this high with it. But if for some reason you go this high, you have to reblend, because it can get out of hand. So let's try 2 methods. The first method we're going to try is we're going to turn down the main vocal to blend it in with what we've added. And then we'll try just simply turning the parallel compressed high end down. So let's try to turn this main vocal down.
Gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Before you hide, or you milking the cow. You know the hula was wild. I moved through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Especially so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised. I learned my lessons. I'm tutoring now. I'm on the way, I'm moving the crowd. No removing my crown. I sat in the throne and catch you a seat. Catching my drift, I ain't catching no Z's. I'm one for the dream. Lint in my pocket, but wealth in my jeans. Fulfill your prophecies, make them believe.
Now notice how it went from like negative 1.9 to what is that? Negative 5.1. 1.9 to negative 5.1. That's why I found it pretty decent that once I added all of this high end. Because it's a lot, you know what I mean? You don't want to do that to yourself, so.
When I see the enemy, I can't let them pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hula was wild. I moved through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Especially so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised. I learned my lessons. I'm tutoring now. I'm on the way, I'm moving the crowd. No enemy, I can't let them pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hula was wild. I moved through the hula.
What I do, you know, like I said, I started to fatigue a little bit, so I just turned it down so I can actually hear what's going on. Like turn the master fader down. This right here turns everything down. So let's try it.
Put the word on my back. When I see the enemy, I can't let them pass. Pull out the whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hula was wild. I moved through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Especially so cause I don't move with no clowns.
And you can see how that. When we turned it up, the volume all the way up, it was still sitting in a nice place because that's the kind of the point, you know, that comes with mixing your instruments right, make sure everything sets in the pocket because when you boost and you're mastering, everything will go up. And how you know you got a great mix is when you boost a ton of volume and you're still sitting in a good place, like nothing sounds distorted, anything of that nature. So you know what I mean? So it just makes a world of difference when we just do that simple process of when we boost that high. You can boost that high. You don't have to, but for the sake of that new technique I was trying, yeah, like I just forgot to boost. I forgot to fade my main vocal back in according to how much I boosted on the parallel high-end compression. And that's important because you don't want to turn your listeners away with that harshness because that can be very fatiguing on the ears as a listener, as a consumer. And it just, it just caused all sorts of problems. And just to avoid that, man. So let's check it out. Let's see. I want to try one more thing. Let's actually take. Oh, well, actually. Was it 3? Yeah, it was 3. Let's find our parallel high end.
Pray for the cops.
Okay, here we go. Was that 28? Yeah, let's take it out.
Cops and my little cousin.
Okay, now so it's just raw, like the new technique I was saying, just to have it, you know, set up more because the reverb pushes things back in the mix. Take off the reverb, it pushes it to the front, and it'll appeal more bright and more and have more clarity. Like, you know, as far as the new technique, let's see.
Little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hula was wild. I moved through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Respect me, so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised, I learned my lessons. Cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef.
And I would just do it again just to be safe. Like, you probably wouldn't have to, but better safe than sorry.
Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hooligans wild. I move through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Respect me, so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised, I learned my lessons. I'm tutoring now. I'm on the wave, I'm moving the crowd. No removing my crown. I sat in the throne, they catch you a seat. Catching my drift, I ain't catching me 5. I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hooligans wild. I move through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Respect me, so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised, I learned my lessons. I'm tutoring now. I'm on the.
And of course, I was finding it in that same spot, in that area, kind of at negative 5.1, 5.5. And you can always take it down like a dB to negative 6.1, maybe up, but just use your ears.
I just got back with the tribe. Either you beef or you hide, or either you milking the cow. Most of the shooters are foul. You know the hooligans wild. I move through the hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Respect me, so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised, I learned my lessons. I'm tutoring now. I'm on the wave, I'm moving the crowd. No removing my crown. I sat in the throne, they catch you a seat. Catching my drift, I ain't catching no Z's. I'm one for the dream. Lint in my pocket, but wealth in my jeans. The whip in the lot. I gotta watch for the cops. Also, I pray for the cops. And my little cousin, he black and he 5. I just got back with the tribe.
Yeah, I boosted it like 1 dB, went up. Like, again, like I said, use your ears. It's really up to you. I could have given it a little more maybe just to make it set out. And 2, always use the trick. You can always come to like a main melody or a melody in the back and kind of thin it out just to make it the vocal fit better. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If I ain't catching no Z's, I'm one for the dream. But wealth in my jeans, fulfill your prophecies, make them believe. I'm one for the dream, lint in my pocket, but wealth in my jeans. Fulfill your prophecies, make them believe. Real, cuz, hula who's looking now. Fire me up, ain't no shooting me down. Respect me, so cause I don't move with no clowns. Can't box me in, I maneuver the rounds. Tomorrow's not promised, I learned my lessons. I'm tutoring now. I'm on the wave, I'm moving the crowd. No removing my crown. I sat in the throne, they catch you a seat. Catching my drift, I ain't catching no Z's.
Yeah, and that also as well, so you don't have to put so much strain on the vocal. Always, go to those backing instruments or that main melody and kind of thin it out with just a high pass filter. You know what I'm saying? You cutting all these lows out. You're really cutting. And it's good because, you just play that by ear too, but don't be scared to take a lot of that low out because it's just like bass and it also competes with the bass and it'll cloud up your vocal. And the fact, if your bass is good, you don't need a lot of bass in a melody, you know what I mean? Because you have bass, you have 808s and the kicks doing that, and it kind of just makes it full and it plays its part. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it. Like, just really making sure. I just wanted to get that tip out there because that's a problem I ran across, and you may run across that too from not taking breaks. Just being, caught up in the moment. I get it. You get excited. The music sounds good. You're vibing out, but you got to take those breaks and you got to make sure you reset your volumes. Like when you add more volumes, when you add EQ, like you do additive EQ, like when you're adding a parallel compress with a ton of boosting, you're literally turning up volumes just in specific frequencies, and especially that 10K frequency can get really harsh. You want to make sure you go back and re-add things. You know what I mean? Like, go back, fade in your main vocal, or either you can turn down the compressed, the high end.
Black and E5.
You simply just reblend that. You know what I mean? If you want to just come back down and boost it until you find a sweet spot. But the point is to blend it in, blend it under. You don't want it to set too high and on top of everything. Like, it just make it dominant above the main vocal because it's supposed to be blended. That's why you use the compressors. You're squashing the heck out of it. It's like a 50 to 1, 30 to 1 ratio. So yeah, man, that was just a quick tip. Check out no, wait. Check out GI Wonder's page, please. We got DVO coming up. I promise you. Just I'm gonna do the bit behind the scenes of Busy Bones Vocals. We just because we putting that song on the Trinity 2 album, which is up and coming. We got that coming soon. We just got a lot of things in the works right now. We got a lot of great opportunities, and we're trying to figure out the best time to drop the album and trying to get see if we can get crazy and lazy on the song. If not, we'll drop it with Busy. But nonetheless, I'm waiting until that drops. So stay tuned, but don't anticipate it too soon. But it's coming. I promise you it's coming because the album is already done. But go subscribe to GI Wonder's YouTube page, man. I put that link in the description. And check out 93. Well, pre-save it. It's coming out New Year's. Pre-save that link, man. It's a great project. It's just about my childhood and growing up and how Jesus was there and God was there, and just it's reflective. It has some interesting elements to it, man. So check that out. That link will be in the description. Check out Mike Creammz YouTube page, man. We got a lot of stuff coming, so just stay tuned. And this is Crime Wave, man, and I'm out. I'll see y'all next time.